different things. And he's like, yeah. And Jesus is like, sweet. Go give away your possessions. And the guy walked away sad because he had great possessions. And we're like, yes, Jesus is against being rich. We shouldn't be rich. Nobody should be rich. We should all be poor. And that makes us good people.
Yeah.
And it's just not true.
Right.
That's not a biblical precedent. And we're going to talk about why and what more the Bible is getting at, because that's going to help us understand poor in spirit. And so the dichotomy between rich and poor biblically is about dependence. That's the ultimate thing that it's about. It's about dependence. And so our relationship with God is greatly impacted by our recognition of our dependence on Him. And so for rich people, it's harder. This is why, you get the famous verse of it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to enter the kingdom, to get into heaven. And it's not because they have wealth, it's because of their self-reliance and their self-dependence. They lack in an ability to trust in God because their lives are so taken care of through their wealth in life.
Okay.
And so when the Bible talks about this issue between rich and poor, it's not one is good, one is bad. It's poor people have such an easier time understanding dependence on something else. They're going to have such an easier time understanding dependence on God because they come to God all the time. Just as Jesus talks about in how to pray, they come to God for their daily bread. Right? God, I want to eat today. I need your help to help me. Let me eat today, Lord, please. And they have this dependence on God that makes that relationship with Him easier because they understand dependence. And so rich people have a harder time understanding dependence, and that's why that's going to help us understand, blessed are the poor in spirit. Now, to understand what he's talking about with poor in spirit, let's just flip it on its head and ask the question, well, who are the rich in spirit?
Yeah.
And
Like who would have been considered rich in spirit in that day and age?
Yeah. And that becomes clear in reading the Gospels and reading Jesus' interactions with people. Who would have called themselves rich in spirit?
Probably Pharisees, I would imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were the people